Hello, I'm back again. My name is Sam. If you don't know, I'm a bit of a mess, like to watch other people be messy online. Right now, that person is Amberlynn Reed. So, just before I even start, I've been doing some thinking, and I don't know, I just feel like it's important to say, like, I am an extremely gullible person, or trusting to a fault, not sure. It's like kind of suspicious, but I'm pretty good at seeing the good in people, even if they're not good people. And so I worry a little bit that like my reactions might be like making light of some of the history that Amber has online, and I don't want to be doing that. But again, like this is my reaction. Like I'm easily fooled by people because I can't help but root for people, you know, especially if they're trying to get better. So like anyway, I just want to say like I'm not trying to erase any of the stuff she's done or like make it seem less bad or like ignore it or anything like that, because I know even just with, I don't know if you watched any of it, but like my last video, Amber was talking about cancer, and there was like a good amount of sympathy I think on my end, but like I was forgetting the context of Amber essentially controlling Beck and not allowing them to see their mother who was dying of cancer. So like yeah, I just like I'm not trying to do anything. This is just like me. It's a problem. I know it's a problem. It's been a problem in my whole life. It's just I can't help it. So there. I also do want to start covering other people. I can't think of anybody right now. I'm really enjoying Amber's content. I'm sure that'll stop soon at some point. Yeah, so I do want to eventually cover other people. Not sure who. I do want to cover Glitter and Lasers because I think maybe being somebody who's very optimistic, I think it might be helpful to have so Glitter and Lasers, the big thing about her, I think, to note, she has this severe toxic positivity thing going on, and I feel like I'm optimistic to a fault. So I think I could probably offer some new take on her. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying I know what Amber's done. It's hard for me to keep two things in my brain at the same time. And I want her to get better for a lot of reasons. One is just for her sake, and two is so she stops inflicting, you know, so much pain and suffering onto everybody else around her. And so I am going to root for when she seems to be, you know, kind of trying. It's probably an issue. Oh no, she didn't. I was like, she capitalized something in this. What? Just so everybody knows, I do watch Amber on 1.25 speed. I refuse to do it on normal. It's too much. I can't. And also, I don't know where I'm landing yet, but I don't think I'm gonna keep saying my thing, I think, even if she takes it, because I'm assuming she'll get tired of it and go back to her normal thing. I don't know that she took it. I'm just saying, whatever, we'll get there. So the title of this video is I Was a Controlling Girlfriend and Maybe I Am the Problem. Let's Talk episode 2. You are the problem. I don't want to do this one. I don't like these let's talks. I highly doubt she's gonna see, again, I really did want to do that whole video on like video series on how she could rehab her thing, but I don't know if that's like unethical or like immoral, because like then she could like put on a show, you know, and then maybe not actually change and then start fooling people, and I don't like that. But I think she's also anyway, she's bad at staying consistent with stuff, so I don't know how I feel about it. Love to hear any opinions. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Whatever. All right. Hi, Amber. And let's go.
Hello. Welcome to a new Let's Talk, episode 2. I enjoyed episode 1, so I know I'm going to enjoy this one as well. This is literally like a Q&A on steroids. So we're just going to like hop right into it. But let's get into sweet and sour.
Okay. What? A Q&A? Because there's questions from 3 different places? I feel like that's just a Q&A, dude.
This
but
is
okay.
where I am taking a random YouTube generator comment picker, and I'm going to be going to my last Let's Talk episode and choosing random comments from there, and then we're going to read them together. So let's do it. Hot Dog Pasta said, I wouldn't exactly call you clever, ... Cringe? Absolutely, but never clever. Well, we can agree to disagree. Lena XX575 said, how do you even masturbate?
I'm not trying to visualize that. Ugh, this is so dumb. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about this. Damn it. Why, you guys? Why are you answering these? Like, whatever, I understand what. So dumb. Anyway, listen, even if this is so not my jam, even if she can't, because from what we heard, the washcloth was like, I believe, wiping the back area, or was it everything? Ugh. I feel like front is an easier spot to get to, so I don't want to know, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like it's possible that she can. I don't want to know. She's gonna say she can. I don't want to know. I don't want to have this conversation. I don't want to be here for this.
Ugh. I can't even reach there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you in my bed with me? I absolutely can. Trust that. CSF801 said, it is also giving fat phobic. Like, she thinks being fat is inherently ugly, but we are the ones being.
Ooh, I don't necessarily disagree with this person. There's also some chat because, like, in one of Beck's videos, they said, like, Amber said something to the effect that if she was skinny, she, like, wouldn't even, like, hang out with these people, I think. Like, she wouldn't be with Beck. She wouldn't, whatever. So she's very much, like, and she has, like, commented on people that were heavier than her in the past. I could probably find the clip if I wanted. Maybe. Here, huh? But I do think she's a little fat phobic. But also, like, I don't love this either. I don't like this. The reason I don't like this is, okay, my issue, not that you need to know, but like, I think we can criticize Amberlynn for so many things. And so I don't really get the fat jokes and like making fun of her and using names like that. Cause I'm just like, I think a lot of people feel like it's fine because she's so shitty. And I just don't know that it's helpful. And I think it gives her ammunition to be like, see, everyone here is just fat phobic. I think she would do that anyway because people talk about her weight a lot, but that's also because she talks about her weight a lot. So like, I don't know there's no winning, but I just like, I forgot what my point was, but I don't know. Ugh.
Being fat phobic. ... I have always been about body positivity. One of my celebrity crushes is Tess Holiday. I have been
one of your whatever. We're not getting into that. Never mind.
Very vocal about that, and she is plus size. She is what people call fat, but to me, she
Sorry,
is so.
I just wanted to address the face. That face was because like I watch Obese to Beast. He's a reaction channel. He was mainly I do these. I know that a lot of people that watch ALR content know all of this stuff. But my mom's here too, and she doesn't, or she just started because she likes me a lot, so she just watches the videos with me, and that's very nice of her. That's why I might be giving too much background on everything. But anyway, so Beast to Beast reacts to Tess Holiday. There's a bunch of different channels. The face was just like I was thinking about some of the stuff that Tess Holiday has been saying as of late and like has said in the past, and I'm not a big fan of her so far.
So attractive, literally stunning.
She's very pretty.
I do not think fat is ugly. I agree. But for me, I think I'm ugly a lot. I have a random day here and there where I'm like, ooh, she cute. But besides that, I think I'm ugly. That's a personal
I don't think she thinks she's ugly.
That's not about anyone else.
Also, I don't think she's ugly.
89 said, I just graduated with my master's and landed my dream job at 36. It's never too late to be who you want to be. That is freaking amazing. Congratulations. And that is like motivation and inspiration for all the people who are in their 30s and they feel like it's too late. Because trust me.
Was she cool with you putting that screenshot up? Did we all know that was happening? Because her kid's in that picture.
I felt that way multiple times, but you proved that it's not. So congrats. Lexi Verandas 6708 said, I don't have Instagram. I feel like I miss out on so much. Well, you got picked for the random comment, so it looks like you're not missing out on much. All right, now we're about to do Sippin' Community, where every single Monday I post, y'all ask me questions.
I think this is my least hated segment title.
That's right. Next, let's talk on my community tab on YouTube. So I can go through, scroll through, we can have a conversation, I can answer some of your questions, so let's get into it. Why do you not think you are the problem in every failed relationship you've had? I'm fully aware that I am the problem in some. I'm not the problem in all. And where I am,
you can be the problem in all. It's fine, especially if you've got, look, no offense, if anybody's got BPD, it can make things really difficult. Doesn't mean you're the only problem, but you can be a lot of the problem, okay? I mean, you seem to, like, here's the other thing that I don't like, which this is also why I feel I'm especially sort of primed to, like, believe her, even if it's BS, because, like, I find there are certain folks who are a little bit mean, a lot mean, who pick out people who are really nice and care a lot. So I'm just saying, I relate heavily to like Beck a lot. Anyways, I think I'm more easily fooled than some people. I forgot what my point was.
I am the problem. I have admitted to that ad nauseum. I just think that people villainize me so much that they're not able to see that there's also other people in the equation who also are a problem. How can you expect people to believe things you say when you've been caught lying multiple times?
I don't know where she's getting this ad nauseum thing from. I believe, if I were to guess, I would guess the reaction channel Tiny Blue Anthropologist, but I could be wrong.
People think I'm lying about things that I am 100% truthful on, and it's exhausting at this point. Even when I prove something, people are still like, oh, she's lying. So it's like, even if I have proof, no matter what I say, people will believe what they want. But if people think I'm nothing but a liar, then why are you watching? Have I lied to protect people that I love and care about? Yes, I have. But when it comes to
like the theater,
I don't give a fuck. I literally have nothing to lose at this point. Do you ever get tired of talking about yourself constantly? Have you ever considered a hobby outside obsessing about yourself? I do. I get so tired of talking about myself, but like, this is my job.
No, she doesn't. She's been doing Q&As for 11 years on YouTube, and she's still happy to answer questions. How many more questions could there possibly be for you to answer that you would actually answer?
So, hi, I have to do that. But
she
genuinely, I'm
loves
having a
talking
struggle
about
bus of a
herself.
time even doing my weekly vlog this week because like I literally just do not want to talk about myself. But I set up the schedule and I'm trying to keep it for you guys. As for hobbies, I have so many hobbies. I am a hobby girly and I go through a lot of like fixations. That's just how I've always been. But one thing that someone cannot say about me is Amberlynn doesn't have hobbies and that she needs to get one because I definitely do. Probably.
I think the problem is your biggest hobby is obsessing over yourself. We see you do other stuff. It's not a lot, but we've also heard from your exes that you obsessively watch reaction channels, and you can tell because like you put stuff in your video. It's the tiniest thing where like she'll like change something in her videos because this is my theory usually, but like usually a reaction channel will say something and it's like not even anything, like it's not even a major point of theirs. They'll just say something and then Amberlynn, like however long later, will like change something in her videos to like prove that thing wrong, and it's like it's not even important stuff, it's just random crap. So weird. Anyway, like the sunglasses, it's just everything she does in her videos is just to prove to whatever reaction channel that they're wrong.
Probably too many.
It's weird.
Hobbies. Please clear up this rumor that you have never done follow-up care post-hysterectomy. You can literally just go back and look at the vlogs.
I don't even want to know.
Because I filmed a lot of my cancer journey. Of course, there's a lot that I kept out. But when I would have a CT scan follow-up.
Whatever. Fine. It's in your community tab. I was just going to say, like, why are you even talking about it? But
I
whatever.
would be vlogging.
Fine.
I'd be like, yeah, I just had my CT scan. Here's how it went.
I believe you.
When I was vlogging, I'd be like, yeah, I just had my CT scan. Here's how it went. I'm really nervous, etc., etc. Like, I gave a lot of updates. I have always done the follow-ups for my cancer. I have always done the follow-ups after my
I don't know if that's true.
That is something that I did not mess with.
Sorry. I thought she said something else. Okay, I believe you.
Why do you always start beef with your partner's mothers? There was no beef, as you call it, between Tommy's mom and me, or Feline's mom and me, Crystal's mom and me. I'm not gonna get into the whole Beck and Destiny, like the mom situation between that, but yeah, there was some rough stuff going on there. But at the end of the day, there was also a lot of love, and I have proof of that. Why do you think
I would be very careful about saying that. I wouldn't have said that way at all. That's gross to me. I don't like that. Up until that last bit, I will say I feel like that was the best way to handle it. I think she did a really good job there, but also like, see, this is where that ethics thing comes in, because like if it were me and I was Amber and I had done the stuff that Amber did and I actually cared to change and I wanted to change and I felt bad about the things that I did, I would say, whatever the thing you said, don't really want to get into the mom stuff with the other two exes. It is very clear to me that I made many, many, many mistakes, and I will never forgive myself for making those mistakes, and I would never expect anyone else to forgive me for making those mistakes. And I am trying desperately to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again in the future, ever. I did care very much about those people. Maybe don't even say that. I don't know. But I wouldn't say there was love there, because like Beck's mom literally had an intervention with Beck to try to get you away from them. Try to get them away from you. So maybe don't put words in a woman's mouth that's since passed away. I don't like that. That was bad, dude. Maybe that's not how she meant it, but like, ugh.
Why do you think all of your relationships end up failing? I'm only going to.
I feel like that's sorry, no offense to the person that wrote the question. I think they're trying to get her to acknowledge some of her problems, but I just feel like that question isn't like fair for anyone, really. Because like nobody goes into a relationship hoping it's going to end, I don't think. Well, maybe some people do. Oh, Tommy, never mind. You know what? I stand corrected. I don't think a lot of people go into relationships hoping that they're going to end. So it feels like a weird question for me.
To speak on my side of things, definitely because I don't know how to regulate. I get too extreme, too attached, too obsessed, for a lack of a better word. I'm extremely sensitive, and I have had controlling habits in the past. All right, now we're on to the linter.
I don't like that either. Again, if you want to take accountability, not controlling habits in the past. I was very controlling. I kind of still am. I'm working through it. I'm going to take some time before I enter into another relationship to really work on my stuff to make sure that I don't end up hurting another person like I did to Beck or Destiny or whoever else. I hate this. I hate it.
This is where you can go to my Instagram and send me a voice memo asking any question that you want. So my Instagram is hectic. Which you will see right here. If you don't have the option to send me a voice memo, I will say, send me.
I do think that's probably the perfect name for her, not gonna lie.
A little microphone emoji, and I will accept your request so you can then send me the voice memo. So I am choosing at random. I will be choosing old voice memos from last week, and I'll be choosing new ones as well. So you always have a chance to be picked. So it's not like, oh, you sent me 1 week ago, you might not get picked. It's always going to be completely at random.
Okay, so my question is, if you could choose one reaction channel to eliminate, not from live, from YouTube, from talking about you, they voluntarily choose to stop talking about you, who would it be and why?
Who is it this week? I want to say she's going to say Jordy, but I don't know. Or the ankle, maybe?
I feel like it would be Snowflake, but tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh my god, you know, that's actually a really...
And I feel like it would be Snowflake, but tell me if I'm wrong.
It could be Snowflake too.
You know, that's actually a really freaking good question. More than likely, I would choose Snowflake or the ankle because they're the two that take really serious situations that have happened to me in my life and they say that I'm lying about it. Or they take situations and they make it into something like huge and massive that isn't even real. And they plant a label on me that is damaging and completely false. I don't mind a reaction channel. Nitpick all you want. Like, I really don't care.
Yes, she does.
But when it comes to like the deeper shit, like that should just be left alone.
Hey, Amberlynn, this is my third attempt.
You did almost ruin somebody's entire life, though, because you lied about a really big thing. Mom. Hi, Mom. If you don't know, I think everyone else knows this. She lied about being, they call it essayed. I wonder, I'll try to put it in the title, but they call it essayed because they can't say the actual name on YouTube because you'll get dinged for it. Anyway, she lied about being essayed by a former partner of hers. That former partner came out and like was very convincing that actually Amber was the abusive one. And also that former partner, you saw some of the stuff anyway. You saw the interviews. That former partner was 2 years younger than her. So the partner was 15. I think Amber was 17. Oh, I can say their name. Casey was 15, Amber was 17, and Casey was being abused by Amber. But Amber said that Casey essayed them and then also wrote a really awful slam poem about it. And it was really upsetting. It was just all bad. And then also stole Casey's coming out story. So like it was extra bad. It's just all bad. So like maybe Amber wasn't lying about the cousin essaying her when she was younger, but she definitely lied about the almost 1,000% sure she lied about the being essayed by Casey thing. And Snowflake was actually really fair for a really long time. Like he's just fed up now. He's over it, especially because he's talked to Amber's victims a lot, it seems like, and he seems like a little squishy dude that's got a big heart. So like I think he really struggles with some of this stuff. I forgot what my whole point was, but like this isn't an accurate portrayal.
But when it comes to like the deeper shit, like that should just be left alone.
Hey Amberlynn, this is my third attempt at this voice note. I'm gonna try my best not to swear either. I've been watching this in some context for like 7+ years. I also have BPD. I've done some very bad things in my life, which I regret. I've changed, etc.
I genuinely relate to that.
And sometimes it's really hard because I think you're a very likable person, but you all
thank you
to do really messed up stuff.
Agreed.
I guess like what I'm trying to get at is I want to really believe that you regret those things and you want to change because, you know, I know how hard it can be. And I think my question would be like, if you could change one thing, like one situation in your life that you think has steered you in the wrong direction, what would you have changed and where do you think you could be in life now had you acted differently or done something differently, or maybe you wouldn't change anything? I don't know.
Normally when people ask this question, it's very much like, what do you wish wouldn't have happened to you that would make your life different now? But I took your question as like, what do you wish you wouldn't have done? If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I...
No, that's genuinely how, that was the question.
Out of it. And for me, it's without a doubt the controlling nature that I have.
Sorry, that was a good job to the answer. Question asker.
With Beck. Like sometimes I look back at it and I'm just like, wow, I regret that
just with Beck?
Every single part of me.
Wow, I can't believe I actually get to talk to you. Hi.
Hello.
That person was very kind and led her right to the appropriate thing to say. That was good. That person did you the biggest favor.
And you are right when you say people who publicly...
I just heard your kitty.
Leave you good comments do get bashed because I am one of them.
Oh,
but I don't care when people say nasty things to me. It doesn't bother me.
I feel bad about it because it's like people don't deserve that. I'm glad that you have that like strong nature about you, but it's just like I feel horrific because some people don't have that strength, you know? Okay, let me keep listening. Sorry.
But my question for you is, what is one thing that you have said out loud to the public that you wish you could have taken back, or maybe
that she was diagnosed with ASMR?
One thing you have done that you wish you could have taken back. And by the way, I love you. Please don't ever stop making videos and always ignore the haters.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love you too. So I think one thing that I wish I would have never shared was the abusive relationship that I was in when I was a teenager. Without a doubt, I wish I would have never, ever vocalized
that.
Hey Amberlynn.
Hello.
This is Kate. You can totally keep my name in the video.
Okay.
Because shout out to my friends, Miranda, Jessie, Annie, Sarah. We all love watching you so much. Also, me and my husband Stefan love watching you.
Aww.
To the question. I know we are not dating anyone right now. Fuck all of these girls.
Fuck them all.
If you had to describe your dream date, what would it be? Where would you go? Tell me everything.
Okay.
How is she... The Casey stuff makes me really mad. Even if which I'm not saying this is reality, but even if there's a world in which this was true, the stuff you said about Casey was true, the way people perceive you online, no one believes you about it because of, it seems like there's a lot of evidence to the contrary. And so even if it's true, why would you mention it? Because no one believes you. And now they're going to be like, they can't take accountability, which, like, I don't believe you on the Casey stuff. I'm sorry. I really, really don't. That. And then to go from that to this question, personally, wouldn't have done it. Would have cut it. You could edit it differently. That's insane.
All right, so we're gonna go into like fairy tale land, okay? What it would look like is like we're in Vegas,
this is so
and
messed up.
My stamina is better, so like we're gonna take that out of the equation, okay? So we're in Vegas, and maybe we're doing a little bit of casino this, and maybe just like walking around and doing a little adventure of this. And there's just lots of flirting, and there's lots of like touching, and there's a lot of laughter, chemistry, and then there's like dinner, and you're like sitting and talking, getting to know each other, and you're doing the googly.
I'm stressed right out now. Ugh. Okay. Maybe I didn't have to do that whole disclaimer earlier.
And then afterwards, maybe you go get a drink somewhere. And again, there's more just like hot passion. If you know, you know. And then after that, maybe there's like a hotel, or we go back to, well, yeah, it would be a hotel because I don't live in Vegas. I don't think the person I'm dating lives in Vegas.
This is Fantasyland. You can live wherever you want.
So there would be a hotel. We go back there, and there's more googly eyes, laughter, getting to know each other, and then you know what goes down. I don't know. I'm very just like laid back. I just want to have fun. I love going out, doing things, and I genuinely feel like I just described my most recent relationship. That's weird. Besides, we weren't in Vegas, but regardless, that's my real authentic answer, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
That's sad.
I'm currently in university getting my degree in English, and I was wondering,
you want to go gamble, you want to go eat, then you want to go back home to bed and maybe walk a little bit. That's your ideal date, dude? I'm sorry. That sucks.
If you went back to college, what would you want to study?
Well, that's awesome. Congrats to you. You're going to do
psychology.
For me, I definitely would study psychology because I have always been very interested in the human mind. I like to know, why do we do these things?
I'm glad she didn't.
Why is our brains like this? Tell me more. Like when I was going to college, psychology was my all-time favorite class.
There are some people that need to not have that education because it can make them more dangerous, and I feel like she may be one of them.
I'm messaging from Scotland in the UK.
Wow.
My question is, why do you think everyone believes everything that Beck has to say? Because I don't believe any of it. I believe you.
Oh my god, the tea. Damn, girl. It's just easier. It's just more fun. It's more entertainment.
No, it's not. I mean, it is easier to believe Beck because Beck doesn't have a history of lying through their face, their whole face. You have ASMR, dude. You were diagnosed with ASMR. Plus, like, all the other lies. Like, oh my god, I hate this. What are you doing? Why would you put this question? See, and that's the other thing. Sorry. But, like, damn it. She was saying she was so nervous about this. But the fact is, she's recording it. So it's not like she can't edit it. Personally, if I had just said the thing earlier about what would I change about my shitty behavior, it would be I wouldn't have been so controlling with Beck. And now you're reading this question out. Sorry. I knew I wasn't going to like these videos.
People want to see me in a bad light. So in any way that they can do that, they're going to do that. And that includes believing.
Speaking for myself, I generally don't ever want to see folks in bad light, ever. I can make excuses for almost anyone. Not like it's not a good thing, but I'm just saying, like in my brain, I can be like, I guess maybe if they got hugged more or something. You know?
Anyone that comes out against me, even if it's
I don't ever like believing
honestly,
the worst in people.
I feel like sometimes people don't even believe Beck, but they just say they do just to continue the narrative that Amberlynn is the most awful person in the whole entire world. But I just want to say thank you.
Whatever.
And also thank everyone else who doesn't fall into that trap. All right, you guys, now it's time for tea or tale.
The worst. This
is going to be a time for me to address rumors that I see floating around the community. I'm going to either tell you yes, that's tea, or no, that's tail. Amberlynn has not been diagnosed with BPD because she said in her live stream that the psychologist told her she needs to see a specialist. So I was seeing a psychologist for about 9 months, and it was around the 8-month mark where I was finally diagnosed with BPD. So when
that's so funny. She watches so much stuff. I have to insert a clip again. Do you want to know why she's saying this? Clip right here.
And this is where I might have some questions for her mental health professional. The impression that I'm getting is that she started seeing this person fairly recently. And so if she does not carry in a prior diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, then that diagnosis was made very quickly. And part of the features of a personality disorder is that that is one of the last resort diagnoses that you're going to make, because so many of these other symptoms are characteristic of other diagnoses that are more temporary, that can be explained more contextually. And you're talking about personality disorder is persisting across multiple environments across long periods of time, because you're talking about there's something wrong with the way that they interact with themselves and with others.
So when I expressed that that psychologist said I'd need to see a specialist, it is because they wanted me to heal from BPD, and they did not work with BPD patients in that way. Yes, I was absolutely diagnosed. It's just the psychologist who diagnosed me didn't specialize in BPD. When you are diagnosed with BPD, you do not have to be diagnosed by a person who specializes in it. But to heal from it and to do therapy for it, it is better to see someone who specializes for it. So that is what I meant. So obviously that is tail. When the AirPod is in Amberlynn's ear, that means she is in a relationship. That is obviously tail because that doesn't even make sense.
You don't care.
Because if you go back and look at vlogs when I was in a relationship with Feline, I either had the Beats headphones, I had an AirPod in my ear at all times. Literally, that is genuinely just because I don't like the silence. I always have to be listening to something. Amberlynn is an alcoholic. Tail, 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 and a very offensive one at that. Just because I have 2 or 3 White Claws once a week during a live stream does not make me an alcoholic. When I go to my live stream, I genuinely feel like I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends. So does that mean people who are like out having fun with their friends?
She says people are parasocial with her. Okay.
Or even just in their home a couple times a week.
I'm grumpy
they just
now.
have a couple
stressed
drinks
out.
just to feel a little buzz. Does that make them an alcoholic?
Stop
No.
talking.
I have voiced my concerns with alcohol in the past, and I'm telling you, it is not like that. The only time I drink is when I am on live stream, and I didn't even drink last night for my live stream. I don't have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, so that does not make me an alcoholic. And I think it's offensive to those who actually do struggle, and it's also painful for me because of what I grew up with. I grew up with a bunch of addicts and alcoholics. All right, you guys, it is time for bad choices. That's where I take 5 of these cards. They're very hectoconic questions, so let's get into it. So I'm just going to choose 5 random ones just to get them going. So here we go.
Do I have to?
All right, that's fine.
I can't wait for this to be over.
First one is, have you ever been punched in the face? That is a yes. Second one, would you get a lot of enjoyment from being a member of the opposite sex for a day? If it's only for a day, then yes. Do you think that you will age well? No, probably not. Have you ever had more than 8 shots in one night? Probably like once or twice. Would you spend the night in a full porta potty for $10,000? Ooh, I don't know. Let me think. I hate a porta potty, but $10,000 is really good. I think I would. I would literally sit in there and I just scroll Instagram. I don't know, maybe vlog. So that is the end of this Let's Talk. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know that I did. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Dude, why are you like this? Ugh. You admit to being controlling with Beck, but Beck's lying, and everyone just wants to jump on that bandwagon. Whatever. I hope she stops doing those ones specifically. It is nice to hear people that like her asking her questions. It's nice to know that she does have some support, I guess, but like, it's weird. I don't like it. I wish it would stop. This video is already really, really long. I just feel bad about all of it. I feel icky. That was gross. I hate it. I hope she doesn't do that again. Or if she does, I hope it's entirely different. We don't just cut out the exes stuff, dude, because that's not gonna help your situation. You did one good thing in there, and then everything else was why? Just why? Why? Yeah, I wish I had more to say. Okay, let's do a hope. Yeah, I hope she doesn't do that again. I hope Amberlynn gets enough self-awareness to understand at some point the way she comes across. And I hope that none of you struggle to that degree with that. We can all struggle with that sometimes. I get it, but like hers, I just feel like it's next level. Jeez, or she doesn't care. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna for now. Ooh, did she say it again? Hold on.
So that is the end of this Let's Talk. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I know that I did. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.
She stopped. That means I can do it again. All right. So in that case, thank you so much for watching, you lovely, amazing humans. Feel free to comment if you want, subscribe if you like, check out any of the other videos, and I hope you're having a lovely day or night or whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Bye.